Then we started training for LG, and that was an amazing opportunity for us back in 2020. They trusted us to train their technicians, and they hired some of our graduates right out of school, right out of co-op, and didn't even have a single day to decide where they want to go and apply to. LG already offered them an employment contract before they finished our program. At 25 years old, I became the dean of a college. I founded what was called the Appliance Technical Institute of Canada. And this college has programs that include gas technician, so HVAC programs, appliance servicing, part-time and full-time. And then we focused a lot on refrigeration and seal system mechanics. The conception of Appliance Technical Institute of Canada came about in 2017. So we own a company, Toronto Appliance Service. We've been around since 1973, and there was always a struggle in Canada and actually all across North America is finding appliance service technicians. So I started working at Toronto Appliance Service when I was about 13 years old, so 20 years ago now. And I've done everything, all different types of jobs at Toronto Appliance Service. I was part of the parts department. I was a dispatcher, booking calls for our technicians. I was submitting claims to Whirlpool for the warranty work that we completed, and helping out technicians as well. One of the struggles that we had as an appliance company was actually getting qualified technicians. Back in 2003, I believe there was a George Brown College offered the Appliance Service Fundamentals course. It was a great offering. The instructor there actually helped us produce our college years later in 2017. So we knew that the quality of technicians coming from there was great. It was a public college. It was certainly available to a lot more people at a affordable price point, I would say. But the issue is that they weren't doing any marketing for the appliance industry. And what that entailed was, just tell people about the industry, that it exists, and it's very lucrative. They didn't do anything like that, so we were struggling to find technicians because they just weren't taking the courses that were available. So in 2017, I was with my father, and we decided to discuss plans for Toronto Appliance Service. How can we improve the business? And so what we ended up doing is discussing a training program that we would like to offer to people within the greater Toronto area. So in 2017, in August, I incorporated what was called the Appliance Technical Institute of Canada. After incorporation, we began developing the program. We had to submit the program to the Ministry of Colleges, Universities, and Training. And so I looked around and I figured, let me just see what programs are available today. So we know in British Columbia, Canada, we have Kwantlen Polytechnic University. They offer an appliance program, I think one of the oldest ones in North America, which started teaching, I think, in 1968. The problem with their training program is that it was 4 hours a day, 4 days a week for about 6 months. So they were doing, I think they were boasting about 680 hours for their training program. And I said, you know what, that's not enough. And then there were academies in the U.S. I think there was different types of academies all over the U.S. that provided the appliance training. But what they did is they compacted the whole program in 3 weeks. And being in the appliance industry for 20 years, it's just not possible to learn everything you need to learn to be a technician in a matter of 3 weeks. So, of course, I did all my research. I looked up what were the minimum requirements to offer an appliance program in Ontario and Canada. And the minimum requirement is actually 480 hours. And that does touch on a lot of it, the basic electricity, the microwave, the stove, the dryer, the washer, the dishwasher, and refrigeration. But the problem is, it's still not enough, because the technicians that we were hiring who came out of different college programs for the appliance industry, they weren't taught to the standard of the industry. So when I built the program, we ended up boasting about 1,119 hours for the full appliance service technician program. And that's a lot. That's a lot of training. We did the schedule from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., which included 4 months in class training and 12 weeks co-op training in the field. 1,120 hours essentially. And that's a huge program. The technicians that we started coming through have come through our program were from all different walks of life, right? We had videographers, photographers, we had people who worked as security guards, we had some HVAC techs who were looking to expand their services, we had plumbers, electricians, we had almost every type of person come through our training. And that being said, our program became the national standard for Canada, and then we started outperforming every academy in the US. I mean, it's a huge difference going from 160 hours from other academies in the US to 1,119 hours that we offer here in Toronto, in Canada. And so once we started providing that program in 2018, early 2018, we started getting our first students come through the door. We built our relationships immediately with the manufacturers. So Whirlpool was our first core sponsor, which provided all brand new appliances for our instructors to teach our students on. And then we also had Electrolux Frigidaire, which was our second sponsor. And with their sponsorship agreements, they allowed us to provide Service Matters from Whirlpool, which is their technician portal. They allowed our students to utilize the Service Matters to source service manuals, wiring diagrams, schematics, parts lists. And what that shows to our students is that, of course, we're a trusted college. We have a great program. The manufacturers trust our program. But moreover, we're providing you industry resources to further your education. So when someone comes to our school, yes, they learn how to be a technician, how to troubleshoot and diagnose appliances. But moreover, we're teaching them to be resourceful. So when they're provided that Service Matters access or provided the service tips access from Electrolux, we're telling them that they should be sourcing their service manuals, sourcing the wiring diagram, the schematics, and the parts list so they can accurately diagnose the appliance in the field. So that was back in 2018. Then we started training for LG. And that was an amazing opportunity for us back in 2020. They trusted us to train their technicians, and they hired some of our graduates right out of school, right out of co-op, and didn't even have a single day to decide where they want to go and apply to. LG already offered them an employment contract before they finished our program. That's how comprehensive our program is and continues to be. It's the North American standard for appliance service training. There is no one program that comes close to the amount of hours that we're offering, the amount of resources that we're offering, and we're setting the national standard, and we're proud of that, right? So Appliance Technical Institute of Canada was my work. I've been doing that for about 5 years, and then I decided to step down and pass the torch along to my sister, Katerina, and now she's managing the entire school, and I'm doing the Appliance Service Masterclass. So now I'm training business owners and consulting with new startup companies on how to build their appliance service company. We do a business development course every Monday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we go over things like building a successful team, business leadership. We go over marketing, advertising. We go over financial planning, business planning. And so we've progressed in the appliance industry not only to train technicians, but also to start their businesses and be successful along the way. Appliance Technical Institute of Canada allowed me to work with all global manufacturers, including Bosch, LG, Whirlpool, Electrolux, and they provided me access to the Whirlpool network of contractors. So I got to sit down and speak to and work with over 100 appliance service companies across Canada and US. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. I know how many technicians there should be on a team in terms of how many administrative assistants you should have. If you're having one dispatcher, it should be realistically one tech per admin rep. So if you have 2 dispatchers, you need 2 technicians. If you have 2 dispatchers, a parts person, and a claim submitter, that's 4 admin staff. You need 4 technicians in that respect. So you should be really equaling every technician to admin staff so that you don't run out of money in your payroll and you have enough revenue generated on a weekly basis. And what's fascinating is that those students that completed our program at Appliance Technical Institute of Canada have received Whirlpool contracts in the Greater Toronto area. We have technicians who graduated, worked with our company, Toronto Appliance Service, for a year or two, and then immediately received a Whirlpool contract right away. And now he has his own little team. And so we're super proud of our alumni. We're super proud of our of the college I created. I don't work there anymore, but I'm seeing all the progress that they're continuing to make from the small efforts that I've made in the beginning. And they're still #1 appliance training center in North America, which is absolutely amazing. Super happy to see that. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be posting videos about the Appliance Service Masterclass on a weekly basis. So make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. Here at Appliance Service Masterclass, we're a small team doing big things. Make sure to purchase the Appliance Service Blue Book with the link below to empower your business today.